What if I told you that a single photograph could destroy a man's entire life? In 1995, a respected doctor walked into a police station with a camera and walked out in handcuffs. This is the chilling story of how one mistake exposed one of America's most disturbing crimes. Welcome back to Strange Chapter, where we uncover the darkest mysteries and most shocking true stories that history tried to forget. Today's case will leave you speechless. But before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon because you don't want to miss what we are uncovering next. September 12, 1995. Fort Worth, Texas, Dennis Bowman walked into a Series pharmacy with a simple request to develop his vacation photos. The clerk, 23-year-old Michelle Thompson, began processing the film like any other day. But what appeared on those photographs made her blood run cold. The images showed a young girl, no older than 10, in compromising positions. Michelle's hands trembled as she continued examining the photos. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't an accident. This was evidence of a crime. Following store protocol, Michelle immediately contacted her manager. Within 20 minutes, the Fort Worth Police Department had been notified. Detective Sarah Martinez arrived at the scene and secured the photographs. The name on the order slip read, Dr. Russell Douglas Williams, a respected pediatrician in the community. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. Dr. Williams didn't try to run. In fact, he returned to the pharmacy 2 days later to collect his photos, completely unaware that law enforcement was waiting for him. When Detective Martinez questioned Dr. Williams, his response was shocking. He showed no remorse, no fear. Instead, he calmly claimed the photographs were for medical documentation. But investigators weren't buying it. They obtained a search warrant for Williams' home and medical office. What they discovered was far worse than anyone imagined. Hidden in his basement were over 1,500 photographs and dozens of videotapes. The evidence dated back to 1987, nearly 8 years of documented abuse. The victims, over 30 children, many of whom were his own patients. The community was devastated. Parents who had trusted this man with their children's health had unknowingly placed them in the hands of a predator. Williams had used his position of authority and trust to gain access to vulnerable children. Former colleague Dr. James Peterson later stated in an interview, "We worked alongside him for years. He seemed normal, professional. It's terrifying to think what was happening behind closed doors." The trial began in March 1996. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence: the photographs, testimonies from victims, and digital forensic analysis. The defense had no real argument. On July 15, 1996, Russell Douglas Williams was found guilty on 42 counts of child abuse and exploitation. The judge sentenced him to 450 years in prison, without the possibility of parole. But the story doesn't end there. Michelle Thompson, the CV's clerk who reported the photos, received death threats from Williams' family and supporters who claimed she had ruined an innocent man's life. She had to relocate and change her identity. The case led to significant changes in photo development protocols across the United States. Major retailers implemented mandatory reporting systems and employee training programs to identify illegal content. As for the victims, many received counseling and support through victim advocacy programs. Some have spoken publicly about their experiences, hoping to raise awareness and prevent similar cases. This case reminds us of several crucial truths. First, evil doesn't always look evil. Russell Williams was educated, respected, and trusted. Second, speaking up matters. If Michelle Thompson had ignored what she saw, who knows how many more children would have suffered? And finally, we must never stop protecting the most vulnerable among us. One moment of courage from an ordinary person can save countless lives. The FI estimates that for every case like this that's discovered, dozens more remain hidden. That's why awareness is so important. That's why channels like Strange Chapter exist to shine light on the darkness. If this story impacted you, please hit that like button and share this video. Your engagement helps these important stories reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe to Strange Chapter for more shocking true crime cases, historical mysteries, and real stories that will leave you questioning everything. Drop a comment below telling me what case you'd like to see next. And remember, stay aware, stay safe, and keep questioning. Until next time, this is Strange Chapter signing off.